All right, today we're diving into a technology that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction. It claims it can build muscle and burn fat in a way that no workout can. But is it for real? Let's break down the science and the claims behind something called MyoslimHIEMT. So let me just start with this wild question. What if you could get the results of 20,000 crunches in the time it takes to watch an episode of your favorite show? I know, it sounds impossible, but that is the huge promise behind the body sculpting tech we're exploring today. So you might be wondering, why would anyone even need something like this? Well, the answer is a struggle that I think a lot of us know all too well, hitting that incredibly frustrating fitness plateau. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You're eating clean, you're putting in the hours at the gym, but you've just hit a wall. The results stop coming. And it's that exact feeling, that battle with stubborn fat and workouts that just don't work anymore, that this technology is designed to tackle. So, what do you do when diet and exercise just aren't enough to get you over that hump? Well, this is where a pretty high-tech solution enters the conversation. The technology is called MyoslimHIEMT. Yeah, that is a mouthful, but let's just break it down. Think of it as a supercharged professional-grade version of those electronic muscle stimulation, or EMS, devices you might have seen. But this one uses really powerful electromagnetic fields to specifically reshape the body. Okay, so that electromagnetic technology part is the real secret sauce here. But how on earth does a machine actually make your muscles contract? Let's get into the science of what's supposedly happening here. It all boils down to one little acronym, HIMT. That stands for High Intensity Focused Electromagnetic Technology, and it is the engine driving this entire process. You can think of it as the core power source. And here is the fundamental difference. When you do a crunch at the gym, you are consciously telling your muscles to fire. That's a voluntary contraction. It's great, but it has its limits. This technology, on the other hand, is designed to create what are called supramaximal contractions. That literally means they are beyond what you could ever physically do on your own. The claim is that they go way deeper and contract the muscle with an intensity you just can't achieve voluntarily. Which brings us right back to that absolutely mind-boggling number. 20,000. That is how many of these supramaximal contractions the machine reportedly triggers in one 30-minute session. It's a workout on a scale that's just hard to even comprehend. So what's the whole point of all these super intense contractions? Well, the claims result is a really powerful 1-2 punch for the body, building muscle and burning fat, all at the same time. But how does one process do both? Well, according to the claims, it's a 2-step response from your body. First up is the muscle growth. When you hit the muscle with these extreme contractions, it has no choice but to adapt, right? So it remodels itself, getting denser and stronger. Then there's the fat-burning part. All that intense work demands a massive amount of energy. To get it, the body supposedly starts raiding nearby fat cells, kicking off a process called lipolysis, which is really just the scientific term for breaking down fat. And where are people using this tech? Well, it tends to focus on those classic trouble spots: the abdomen, the glutes, your arms, and your thighs. Basically, the places where a lot of people find it hardest to see change. But honestly, for a lot of people, the biggest selling point might not even be the results themselves, it's how you get them. The entire process is pitched as a way to get that sculpted look without ever going near a scalpel. And that leads to some pretty huge practical advantages. We're talking completely non-invasive. But the real game changer for most people? No downtime. You could theoretically have a session on your lunch break and head right back to your daily life. For anyone with a packed schedule, that's a massive plus. So when you put it all together, the claims are pretty bold. The people who developed it call it, and I'm quoting here, a paradigm shift in non-invasive body sculpting, unlocking your body's full potential. So they're not just selling a treatment, they're selling what they see as a genuine breakthrough. All of this really leaves us with a much bigger question. As technologies like HIEMT become more and more common, are they changing the very definition of fitness? You have to wonder, are we entering an era where technology is actually redefining the limits of what our own bodies can achieve? It's a fascinating thought.